Hi David, I figured I'd make you a quick video just to show you this issue so you can have a better idea as to what I was squawking about today. So I wanted to show this in two different ways, one of which would be a distance race and the other would be a um, a non or a lane rain event. So in this scenario here, the top 12 advanced onto the finals. And you can see obviously, they all have cues next to them. But to take one as an example here, I'll use Aaron as an example for some odd reason. And when I click the scratch button and I go to the finals, and this is the main thing I wanted to emphasize here is this is after the heat sheets have been printed. So when I go to the finals round here, and actually, I meant to show it to you first without it, obviously. So, so Aaron in this example is in position 6. So now when I go back to scratch Aaron, um, I get this message, and if I say yes to it, what it did was it bumped Aaron out, and it bumped all these athletes, and it put in Moises as the next fastest time. So he in the prelims was 13th place, and now he's 12th. So because 12 advanced on, that's why you see his name there. Now, uh, to use the other button here, oops. Let me just exit out of this real fast. So in this case, I'm going to use the yellow button. And again, remember, he's in position 6. So no, preserve the manual changes made to the next round in the event instead. So you'll recall that Moises was the next athlete. And in this scenario, you can see that Aaron is still in this race and Moises is not. So you'll also notice I have no way of inserting an athlete. I'm clicking the I button right now, so I guess because it's a final. It won't let me insert an athlete in. And what I believe should happen here is that Aaron should disappear. But the subsequent athletes, again, because we've already printed the heat sheets, we can't have the rest of this list altered with because these athletes have already been issued a hip number. And if I can't delete Aaron out and I can't insert an athlete, the only way to insert Moises in this case would be to use the automatic method and he would appear. Now that sounds practical for a distance race, but it gets a lot more tricky when you have a laned running event such as the 100-meter dash, because using this as an example here, let's say as an example, we'll just say the fastest seed. This isn't going to happen, but we'll just say the fastest seed overall is a scratch. So Stuart Crocs. And notice all these names. So we have just Hoban, Mason, Stewart, Say. So if I were to scratch him at this point, sorry, I just lost my train of thought here. So this was our fastest guy in that one. So what you'll notice is if I say no, it's going to leave him in that event. But if I answer yes, it gets even worse because it bumps all those subsequent athletes, into that position. So the next fastest becomes 4, which is the best seed. So 4, 5, 3, 6, 2, 7, 1, 8, obviously. So either way, whether you manually do it, the athlete is left in. You can't take him out because you can't delete an athlete, and you can't insert a new athlete for a finals round using the insert. And then if you do automatic seeding, it's then going to be a mess because it's going to reorder everyone because it's taking out that athlete. And especially when you're adding the next available athlete, you don't want to necessarily screw up or screw the order, especially in the scenario that I presented where the athletes have already received their hip numbers. So anyway, I hope this was a little bit better, help in clarifying the issue here. Certainly we could talk about it later.